Hi guys, it's Mary Dwin again, therapist and coach, and this is a series on stress, on different types of stresses and how to cope with them. In the last video, we talked about how the stress actually happens, or what our body tells us, how to recognize it, and what are the main 5 domains of the model of SCARF: status, certainty, autonomy, relatedness, and fairness. And in this video, we are going to talk about one of the type of stressors, which is connected to status and also to performance, and I call it a performance stress or performance-driven stress. Performance stress. So what is it about? A lot of people come to counseling and therapy and they come overloaded and burned out. They feel like everybody comes to me, everybody wants something of me, I cannot do it anymore, I'm just completely overpowered, I am burned out, I have no energy, I don't even know what I want, what I like. So this is one type where people actually overserve, and they don't know how to set a boundary. Oftentimes these are the people who do very good work, who serve other people, who are in caring professions and so on, and they just simply give too much and not take enough or not care enough about themselves. If you are this kind of a person, you need to do several things. First of all, you need to realize that you're not obliged to serve everybody, help everybody, save everybody, say yes to every request, and fulfill every person's need or demand in your work or in family or anywhere. Yes, you are not obliged to do that. You have your loads to carry, you have some gifts to give, and what you have, you give, and it gives you joy. If you give what is inside you, it gives you joy. If you serve, even if it takes some of your energy, even if you are tired, it gives you fulfillment and joy. If you start feeling you're losing fulfillment and joy, that is a control that has to be already red alert that you need to start listening to very early, because if you ignore that red alert and you cross more and more and more of your boundaries, it can really lead to severe burnout, to severe depressions, when your body's shutting down, when you need to be on a sick leave for half a year or a year, you need to be on medication, you need a lot of psychotherapy, and it can really take a toll. And for a couple of years, it can take a toll on your work, on your future, and some people have hard times to recover back to the passion they had before. So be careful, do not ignore that red alert. And if you already did, find help for sure. So this stressor is usually connected to the people pleasing, which I talk about in another video. When you have such a need for everybody to like you, to love you, to approve you, that you cannot say no to things and that you overload yourself. So if that's the case, you need to look into that area of your heart and give yourself compassion and set yourself free, that you do not need to please everybody. You are valuable and worthy, whether or not everybody approves of you. Another tip for you is take rest. And I don't mean just like an hour nap or something. Make a plan for your rest. Put a rest in your schedule. Put a time for yourself in your schedule. Find out what it is. A lot of people, I ask them, okay, what do you do for yourself? How do you recharge? What are your coping mechanisms? And they like freeze, like, oh, I don't know. I don't do anything for myself. I forgot even what I like. Well, that is an alert. So you need to start doing something for you, whether it's read a book or go for a walk or talk to a friend, watch your favorite series, do some sports, start something creative, go to a theater or listen to a music, spend some time alone with God and with your own thoughts, meditate, maybe cook yourself a good meal or go to a restaurant, maybe go for a massage or anything little or big, anything that gives you the time that you need to recharge and to take care of yourself. So take rest and take care of yourself. Treat yourself as if you are responsible for helping you. That is a quote from Jordan Peterson, a known psychologist. I really like this. Treat yourself as your best friend. Treat yourself as the one who you are responsible for helping. Be kind to yourself. So set a plan and do things for yourself, like I need to help this guy or this girl to stand up on her feet. I need to help her to actually feel love. I need to help her to rest, really. What can I do for her, for him? Look at yourself like this, and then set a plan. And then prioritize, because you may say, but I cannot. I have so many things, so many requests, so many demands. Yes, you do. And you probably always will. So you need to prioritize which are absolutely inevitable to do and which you actually can delegate to somebody else. Find other people who may be responsible for it, either in work or even in your house. Recently, I had a mother who had like 4 kids, and she was like, oh my gosh, my house is falling apart. I am so stressed. It's a mess there every day. I cannot do anything. And we looked at it practically, and we saw like, okay, but she's doing everything and they're doing nothing. So obviously it's falling apart. You cannot go to work plus care about our house and 4 people, everything on your own, and even have time for yourself. Well, so we made a plan of what activities needs to be done, what has to be in order so she can feel relaxed. We practically wrote down every little piece of information and then split it among the whole household, among all the children based on the age, how they can contribute and help, and made a chart and assigned the responsibilities. Then she talked about it with the family. They had a meeting, and they split the load between the people based on how if everybody could. And suddenly she came after a week, oh my gosh, it's a heaven. We have a clean house. Everything is in order. We are at peace. This is amazing. And I finally had time for myself. I could read for a couple hours. That was amazing. And that was just like one practical thing which she had to drop off, that everything is her responsibility. And the people were not even against it. They just didn't know. They didn't have any system in it. So oftentimes even these practical inputs and view and organizing something can help you. Another one might be that you need to really let go of some things and they will not be done. And just tell yourself, okay, is it worthy for me to stress about this and do all this, but I'm not going to have any time for myself? Or is having some time for myself more important than all of these demands or petty things that maybe I cannot do or anybody will, and they just have to wait or they will not be done? And you need to prioritize yourself as well. So prioritize what is important, delegate what you can, let go of what is not that important, and put yourself and time for you also as a priority in the everyday, in some of your schedule or to-do list or whatever, however you manage yourself. If it's just in your head, but put it in there as a priority and serve yourself. And one spiritual tip I give you is, for me, when I start to stress about I don't have time, I just stop down and I realize you have all the time you need, Mary. You've got 24 hours as everybody else. And I come to God and I realize I'm in you and you're in me. And you are above time. You've got all eternity. And I am in God and I have all eternity. Come on, just calm down and stop stressing. You've got all eternity. And there is nothing pressuring you. The only thing you need to do is to be in love and is to let the fruits of love come out of you in life. That's the number one. Everything else has to subdue to this law of love. And then let it soak in and meditate on the truth. You've got all the time you need. You are already in eternity. You are already living it. If you are in God, you are in Him. You've got all the time you need. And the only thing you need is to really love. And then everything comes out of that. Of course, all the practicalities, they are here, but they come out of this big law. And then you can just enter the peace, enter the rest. And suddenly, you've got more clarity and more energy. And suddenly, even the things you need to do are not as hard. And you can do them with much more ease and with much more control and much more self-control. And isn't that what managing stress is all about? So, this was my take on performance stress. Of course, just one angle of it. There are more things behind it, of course, and we will talk about them in another videos. But I hope that this video helped you, and if you liked it, please subscribe to my channel, share these videos with your friends, and see you in the next topic.